Ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome back to another I Am Nick Farrell video. And I know the vibe is a little different here today. Obviously, we're a little bit more intimate. I'm here on my couch in my beautiful home because I really wanted to, tell you guys about my journey. I know I always mention that, I'm an actor and I do YouTube, obviously, which you guys know. I feel like I never really explained how I got on this journey in the first place. So, let me just take you back to 2022, which is where this idea even started. So, as you guys know, I went to community college before I started acting. It was called County College of Morris in Randolph, New Jersey. I got my associates in liberal arts. And my plans were to initially, take them to a four-year university where I was eventually going to study sports business. 2 years prior to that, in June of 2020, I got accepted into my dream school at the time, which was Temple University in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, it was definitely a triumph for me in my life. However, I knew that I wanted way more than that. And of course, at that time, as you all know, was probably the worst time in any of our lives, which was COVID. Now, COVID definitely changed my life for the better. And I always say that, anytime somebody asks me, how did you get into acting? Well, definitely COVID was the start of it, because if it wasn't for COVID, I would still be normal. I wouldn't be talking to you guys like this right now, and I definitely would be doing something else. So like I said, I got accepted into Temple. Initially, I was going to, study sports business. I even had an internship set up with the Atlanta Falcons, the NFL team, where I was actually going to live in Atlanta for a few months before starting college. However, that all fell apart because COVID happened. So I decided to, be free and, decide on my own terms what I wanted to do. I tried many things at first, starting my own clothing business called Iconic Hustlers, which will come back, by the way, eventually, but we'll get back to that later. I started doing random jobs on the side here and there, but nothing was really fulfilling me. I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life long term. And I thought to myself, what are the things that really, stand out to you or make you feel good or that you're really good at? And I decided it was entertaining, acting, performing, talking to people. I'm very personable, as you guys can see, can tell, just judge by my character. I love telling stories. I love mimicking characters on screens. I love mimicking people in real life. And I just thought, what better way than to, cultivate all that together and turn into something really beautiful and everlasting, such as a career in acting. So I decided to take things to the next level and pursue this dream. So how did I start out? Well, for the first 2 years, I didn't really do anything. It was just a thought in my head. I didn't really take action until June of 2022, which is where I started applying on Craigslist to different posts. Shortly after, a guy named George from New York hit me up and invited me into the city, where he gave me a list of agents, managers, and all these, prestigious agencies that nobody can even get their hands on. But he gave them to me, he believed in me, and I started cold calling all of them, and sure enough, I got rejected by all of them. But hey, I didn't give up. I kept going. Shortly after, I started building up my resume, my portfolio. I went to acting classes here in New Jersey, met a lot of great people, made connections, of course. I started doing short films at my college, CCM, like I mentioned before. I just started networking and growing and, really taking my talents to the next level because I believed in myself. And that's what I always preach to you guys. You always have to believe in yourself and you can never give up, most importantly. So I decided to, take it to the next level even more. And I joined another agency in 2023. Excuse me, I think it was 2024 actually. It was June of 2024, so a little over a year ago, called Seattle Talent. Now, obviously, I don't live in Seattle. I live in New Jersey, but they saw something in me. I'll never forget it. It was a guy named Aaron. He reached out to me. We had a little meeting. And then, things from there just started to take off. I started doing a lot of workshops with Seattle Talent, which eventually led me to competing into the acting competition. You guys know that I've mentioned multiple times, IMTA, the International Modeling Talent Association. Now, this is not just any competition. This is a worldwide competition where people from all over the world come to Los Angeles and New York City twice a year. So LA is always in January and New York City is always in July of every single year. Legendary actors and actresses such as Katie Holmes, Josh Duhamel, and so many more have competed in this prestigious competition. And I just have to say that I'm truly blessed and honored to have competed and met all these wonderful people. I was with my best friend who decided to come and support with me. So shout out to you, Matt. Thank you so much. And of course, shout out to my amazing family, my mom, my sister, and sadly my dad that couldn't show. But my mom and my sister were there with me every step of the way as well. So I'm grateful for them as well, of course. And, you know, guys, I came there and I left not empty-handed. I made that promise and I fulfilled it. I won 3 awards in on-camera host. I believe it was commercial and self-tape. And it was truly a great experience. I got many callbacks. I met so many agents and managers. And of course, I got to meet my actual manager, Brenda Fisher, in person in LA at the competition. And obviously, guys, before that, you know, we had this fundraiser. We're just coming up a year on it, you know, next month, October 4th. I can't believe it. It feels like yesterday that it happened, but yeah, I mean, it was a great time. You know, all my loved ones came. We made breakfast for everybody, had a good time. And yeah, and then, like I said, guys, I went to LA, I competed, I came back. And during all that time was when I discovered YouTube. I started YouTube, you know, 3 years ago. I opened up my account that you guys are on now. I didn't make any videos. And then a year after that, in late 2023, early 2024, I started posting my acting content, which you guys fell in love with. And, you know, in October of last year, I met Sambucha. It was a Craigslist post. You know, a lot of Craigslist posts tends to be sketchy. You know, and whenever you do business, guys, the number one thing is it's always going to be risk. No matter if the person seems legit or they have a great character, it's always going to be a risk. So I'm a big risk taker. I took that risk, and he was real. It was actually him. He welcomed me into his home. We shared a few laughs. We became friends, and he helped me blow up. And now I have over 31,000 of you, and I'm truly grateful for that. And this is only the beginning, guys. But with my acting journey, you know, this is just the start as well. I have a manager, I have an agent, and, you know, I've just been applying and applying and applying to roles. And I've gotten really, really close for a lot of them. But I just haven't found that one main role yet. But don't worry, because that's going to happen very, very soon. I mean, don't forget, guys, I'm doing so many things. My business, YouTube, acting. You know, it's a lot to juggle. My amazing girlfriend, my family. And, you know, I'm just truly blessed to be in this position because I wouldn't want it any other way. So I know you guys have wanted to know what's going on with all that. And I'm happy to say that pretty soon I'm going to start posting shorts again where I do mimic acting scenes, you know, of course, from sitcoms, movies, whatever it is. So I want you guys to drop in the comments right now anything you guys want me to do in pertaining to acting. And if you guys know anybody in the acting industry that can get me noticed, I would really appreciate that. But for anybody out there that doesn't know me, I have a big story to share. And the biggest story that I have to share, not only within my acting journey is, but something that I've been working on recently right now. I just finished my first ever script, my first ever series that I'm writing. It is called Hardwick, which is literally my street name. And it's about my life in my last few years of high school and through COVID. So I really think you guys are going to enjoy it. You know, it's truly going to be remarkable. It will get picked up someday, and I can't wait for it because you guys are going to be able to live my story with me. So guys, without further ado, this has just been a little life update. Thank you guys so much for continuously following me on this journey and beyond. I'm truly blessed to be your YouTuber, and of course for you guys to be a part of my family. So thank you guys so much, and as always, I'll see you in the next one, baby.